All right, Colin McKernan. You've had quite the year. I know that this week did not go the way that you wanted, but have you kind of fully recovered? I know it was homecoming. I'm sure you had a fun time last night, but
Yeah.
overall, have you processed? How do you? I should probably ask this. How do you handle a loss like Friday?
Well, I like to say use it as fuel. It's those losses are like those. That's fuel for the offseason. That's the kind of thing you work for next year. And of course for those seniors that don't have it next year, it's terrible. And like going into that game, one of my main motivations was playing for the seniors that don't get it next year, that don't get those guaranteed games from next year. So it's just motivation for next year.
So you've kind of been impressive. You kind of learned a lot. This is kind of when you kind of battled with Grant to get this job, and what was that like to try to go through all that, and knowing that this is yours and trying to battle for it?
Well, Grant's great. I love Grant. But over the offseason and through like training camp in the summer, it was a battle because we got the same reps, same everything, and really what it came down to is just I honestly I never got told what it came down to, but I'm glad I am where I am today. And Grant he's a great quarterback too. So
Every time I talk, to you, and I know I haven't been here as much as I should have, but every time I get the chance to talk to you, you're always having fun. You're always enjoying it out there. You always have a smile on your face, and I know how much you love this sport. But kind of talk about what your mentality is during the game, because you're always, even when you're down, you're always happy.
well, there's no good in being pessimistic or down about what you're doing right now, because if you dwell on the past, it's just gonna harm your future. If you just stay in the moment, live in the moment. Sorry, your future is gonna be better than it is if you're focusing on the past. You throw a pick, you just gotta go back out there, forget about it, just help yourself, help your team. It's what you gotta do.
Did you ever think you'd get 1,000 passing yards this season?
I don't even know. It's crazy to me. It's like my first year in high school, honestly, that like I've played a whole season, because sophomore year freshman year I got hurt, and sophomore year we ran Wildcat a lot, so like split some time. So I'm in my first whole year. It's in high school. It's pretty sweet. It's definitely a confidence booster.
Let's go inside your head a little bit. When you're out there, do you kind of make the split decision of where you're kind of throwing to and all that? Do you know if something troubled with the play that you got called? Do you think that you could change it a little bit there?
Well, if I have to improvise in the moment, we do some drills in practice where we work on improvisation. But if everything's going to script, I just make my reads like Coach taught me in practice, and we rep in practice, and
What's it like? Good. What's it like running the ball?
Running the ball?
Taking off.
Man, I wish I had the burners. I wish I had friggin' Lamar Jackson burners, but I guess I don't. But it's fun. I like running the ball when I can.
What's the biggest thing that you've learned this season? Because you've definitely had some ups, and you've definitely had some low points as well. What's the biggest thing that this season has taught you?
It's really just taught me that nothing's guaranteed. I guess that goes along with last season, that nothing's guaranteed, but this year nothing is guaranteed. Like, you're not guaranteed to have another drive, another touchdown, another push to the end zone, you know what I mean? So, and for the seniors, it's nothing guaranteed. This could be our last week of football, or their last week of football. We might not be able to get into the playoffs this year, so
let's
some motivation.
Let's talk about playoffs, because you said you still have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
If you go out and get it done this weekend at Livonia Franklin, you guys still have a chance to get in.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, we're saying we're counting you out and all that, blah, 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 blah. And kind of go into that knowing what you have to do on the road at Livonia Franklin.
Again, it's really just using last week's loss as fuel. And I think, again, it's enough motivation for the seniors that this could be their last game. And like coaches have been saying, there's no motivation sorry, let me rephrase that. There's no better memories than high school football. And I think the seniors took it to heart. And these seniors love football. And they've been working all summer, all through the season. We're a close-knit group, and I think we all want to get this done.
Okay, there's one more thing I want to ask you. kind of talk about how you prepare yourself to get ready for a game, like on game day. Tell me what you do on like the bus ride and stuff to get ready and to get mentally prepared. Or is it do you think you do well more tight, focused, or do you feel like you're better when you're loose and all that? Just kinda explain.
I like to stay loose. I don't like to listen to get my AirPods in at like 4:30 and be tight and tense all until 7. I like getting hyped probably 6:45, and I'm loose. I'll letting it all hang low.
Do you feel like that's better for you, to prepare yourself better because do you feel more confident when you are, hey, we're just having fun to get ready for a football game?
Yeah, what happens when I get super tight is that I start to dwell on like what could go wrong, and that really hasn't happened this season where I get like super tight before a game. I guess apart from the first game because first varsity start, it's a given. But yeah, I just like to stay loose up until about 15 minutes before, and I'm like, yeah, now it's time. So.
All right. Well, Colin, thanks for talking to us. Good luck this weekend against
Thank you.
Franklin.
Appreciate it.